Good evening, everyone. In the last session, we have seen how to develop a Java program and what is the execution flow of the Java program and what is the structure of the Java program. So, to develop a Java program, we can use any text editor like Notepad, Notepad++, or Edit Plus, any text editor we can use to develop the Java program. So as a beginner, we are going to use the text editor to develop a Java program. But in the company, are we going to use Notepad to develop the programs? No. In the company, we are going to use IDEs to develop the program. What are the IDEs available to develop the programs? Eclipse, MyEclipse, NetBeans, STS, IntelliJ, like that. There are several IDEs are available. So what is the Java program structure? Package statements will be available. Import statement will be available. Class declaration will be available. Variables will be available. Methods also will be available. What is the meaning of a package statement? Group of classes. Grouping the Java classes is called as packaging. So in a Java class, how many package statements will be available? At most only one package statement will be available. Next, after the package, import statement will be available. What is the purpose of import statement? Import statement is used to reuse one file code I want to reuse in the another file. For that we are going to import that. Next, class declaration will be available. Class nothing but imagination. It is nothing but plan. It is nothing but plan. Class is a blueprint. In Java, everything we are going to represent as a class. Whatever you want to do, you have to do that in the class only. Inside the class, we can write variables and methods. What is the purpose of variables? Variables are used to store the data. Methods are used to perform some action. So, do I need to follow the same order to develop the program? Or can I change the order of the statements? First three statements order should be same, then variables and methods can be interchanged. One variable after that method, after that one variable, after that method, you can write like that. But generally people first they will write the variables, after the variables they will write the methods. Can I write any number of variables and any number of methods in a class? Yes, we can write any number of variables and any number of methods inside a class. Methods are used to perform the action. Variables are used to store the data. Class is used to represent the plan. Import statements are used to for reusability. Package statements are used for grouping. So that is our Java programming structure. All right. Now, could you please help me in developing a Java program? I want to develop one Java program and I want to compile that program and I want to run that program. Rupali, you are sleeping and you are listening the session, madam. Kya yaar? New text document. I have taken one file. Now, guys, see here, I have taken one text file. I'm using a notepad editor to notepad as a text editor to write my program. I am saving that file with a name called some demo.java. You can give any name for that. You can give any name for that. I'm giving the name as demo.java. Clear? Inside this demo.java, I am going to write the program. My program should start with package, after package import, after that class, after that variable, after that method. Now I'm writing class name as demo. So open curly brace, close curly brace. Open curly brace represents start of the class, closed curly brace represents end of the class. Inside this class, you can write the variables and you can write the methods. Currently, I am writing one method called main method. I'm writing one method called main method. Public static void main string three dots args, method starting point and method ending point. Method starting point and method ending point. This method should print a hello world. I want to print some message by using this method. Can you tell me how to print a method now? How to print a method now? By using system.out.println. System.out.println, you can write anything. Whatever you want to print, you can write inside this. Right. I have written system.out.println. File, save it. File, save, and file, exit. I am closing that file. Now, open command prompt. Open command prompt. Can you tell me what is the command to compile the Java program? Java C space file name dot Java. What is the file name? Demo.java. Yes, right. Am I able to compile that? Yesterday, somebody sent a message in the group. She's also getting the same problem. I think Shweta. She's from online. So Java C demo.java. What is the error I am getting, guys? Can you read the error? Java C file not found demo.java. The reason my command prompt is pointing to which location? C users Ashok. This is the directory my command prompt is pointing. Where is my program is available? In my workspace. So command prompt is pointing to one location. My program is available in the other location. So how to fix this problem? Now I need to open CMD from the workspace location, or I need to change the directory. I want to go from one directory to another directory. Currently I am in C users Ashok directory. CD space 01 Java. What is the folder name? No. E classes. CD space classes. Inside the classes, CD space 01 Java full stack development. CD space workspace. Now I am pointing to workspace location where my Java program is available. Are you guys getting my point? Yes. So when you get this problem, file not found, that means this is CMD not able to recognize where is your Java file. So you need to point your CMD to the location where your Java file is available. Perfect. Now I am able to point that. What is the command to compile? Java C space file name dot Java, demo dot Java. Compilation success or compilation failure? Compilation success. How can you say that compilation is success? Dot class file got generated. Dot class file got generated. What is the command to run the program? Java space demo dot class. Can I give demo dot class? No, we should not give like that. What is the command? Java space demo. So are we able to compile and run that? Yes. Who is compiling the program? Who is running the program? Java compiler is compiling the program. JVM is running the program. Are you guys able to understand? Everybody completed your first Java program? Still anybody not able to do that? Any problems anybody facing in compiling and executing first Java program? Anybody facing any issues in compiling and executing first Java program? Some people may get a problem. For some people, guys, you need to check in your system. There is an option called File Explorer option will be available. In the File Explorer option, go to View. Here, by default, this option will be checked in the operating system. Hide extension for known file types. Uncheck this option. If you don't uncheck this option, by default, .txt will be available and it is not visible for us. So go to File Explorer option in your systems, all of you. Check it, online people. Go to File Explorer option in your computer. It will open one pop-up. In that pop-up, we have a view button. There you need to check hide extension for known file types. By default, this option is checked. You need to uncheck that. You need to uncheck that option. Click on apply and OK. Then you can see any extension which is available for your file. Good. So we are able to compile and run our Java program successfully. Make sure your CMD is pointing to the location where your program is available. Perfect. Perfect. Next. So here I'm taking a class with a name called demo. Inside the demo, I'm writing a method, public static void main. Here, main is the method name. Main is the method name. Now, let us write system.out.println of hello world. This is the message that I want to print it. Can I print another message also? Can I print another message also? Yes, we can print another message also. System.out.println welcome to Java. Welcome to Java. Like this we can write it. Once our program is completed, then we are going to do Java C space our file name, then Java space file name. Java C and Java. Here guys, Java C is used for compiling the program. Java C means Java compiler, which is used to compile Java programs. Java compiler is called as translator. Java compiler is called as translator. It is called as translator. There are three types of translators available. When you go for a programming language, there are three types of translators available. What are those three types of translators? Come on. Translators. What is the meaning of a translator? Converting from one format to another format. Translator is used to convert from one format to another format. It is used to convert from one format to another format. Three types of translators are available. Three types of translators available. What are those three types of translators? First one is interpreter. Second one is compiler. Third one is assembler. Okay. When we are talking about a programming language, translators are required. We are writing a program in the C or C++, Java, Python. These are the programming languages. Our machine cannot understand these languages. Program should be converted into machine understandable format. For that we are using translator. Translators are used to convert from one format to another format. How many types of translators are available? There are three types of translators available. First one is interpreter, second one is compiler, third one is assembler. Sir, why three translators are available and what is the difference between them? Why three translators are available? What is the difference between them? Interpreter converts the program line by line. Interpreter will transform the program into machine understandable format line by line. Interpreter will convert the program line by line. If my program is having 10 lines, it will take the first line, it will convert that. After that, it will take the second line, it will convert that. It will take the third line, convert that. So, interpreter will translate your program line by line. Interpreter will translate your program line by line. So, as it is translating your program line by line, performance will be fast or performance is slow. performance is slow. Why performance is slow with the interpreter? It is translating your program line by line. For example, my program having 5,000 lines. Then how much time it is going to take? Lot of time or not? 5,000 lines. Every line it has to take, it has to translate. Take the first line, translate. Take the second line, translate. Take the third line, translate. Interpreter will convert the program line by line. Performance wise, interpreter is very slow. When we go for compiler, compiler will convert all the lines of program at a time. So if you have 10 lines also, it will take all the 10 lines in the single shot and it is going to convert that. So performance wise, interpreter is fast or compiler is fast? Compiler is fast. Why compiler performance is fast? Performance is fast. Why? Why? Interpreter will convert the program line by line. I can say interpreter will translate our program line by line, whereas compiler will translate our program at a time. If you have 10,000 lines also, all the 10,000 lines will be translated in single shot. So that's why compiler is fast when compared with interpreter. So now Java is using compiler or Java is using interpreter? Wrong. Java is using both. At the compilation stage, it is using the compiler. At the runtime stage, at the execution stage, it is using interpreter. Java is a compiler plus interpreter language. So whenever we compile the Java program, it is using compiler. It will take the source code. All the source code will be converted into bytecode at a time. When the bytecode is available, to convert the bytecode into machine understandable code, who is doing that task? Who is converting the bytecode into machine code? JVM is doing that bytecode to machine code. Inside the JVM, interpreter is available. Are you guys getting my point? So whenever you compile the source code, compiler will come. That compiler will take all the lines of the source code. It will convert into bytecode in the single shot. Once the bytecode is generated, we are going to run that bytecode. JVM will run that bytecode. Inside the JVM, interpreter is available. What that interpreter will do? Interpreter will take the code line by line, will convert into machine understandable format. Are you guys clear with this one? Yes. What is the next translator? What is the next translator? Assembler. What is assembler? What is assembler? Assembler is used to convert assembly programming languages. Assembler programming languages into machine language. They are outdated. Very old programming languages. Assembly languages are available. To convert the assembly languages into machine understandable format, we use it to work with assembler. Currently, we are not working with assembly languages. We are working with Java. So in Java, we are using compiler or we are using interpreter, both. When compiler will be used, when interpreter will be used? At the compilation phase, compiler will be used. In the execution phase, interpreter will be used. What is the difference between compiler and interpreter? Interpreter will convert the program or will translate the program line by line, whereas compiler will translate all the lines of the program at a time. All the lines of the program will be translated at a time. Good, perfect. Now, Java C means Java compiler, which is used to compile Java programs. Java compiler is called as a translator. What is a translator? translator is used to convert from one format to another format. How many types of translators available? 3 types of translators are available. One is interpreter, second one is compiler, third one is assembler. Interpreter will convert the program line by line. Performance wise, it is very slow. Assembler is used to convert assembly language level programs into machine languages. Perfect. Now we understood Java program execution flow. What is a compilation? What is execution? What is a compiler? And what is interpreter? Let's understand what is JVM. Let's understand what is JVM. We already know some about JVM, but there is a lot of information that we need to know about the JVM. JVM. What is the full form of the JVM? JVM stands for Java Virtual Machine. JVM stands for Java Virtual Machine. We cannot see with our eyes. Can we see JVM with our eyes? We cannot see with our eyes because it is a virtual machine. JVM will be part of JRE. JVM will be part of JRE. JVM is responsible. JVM is responsible for compilation or execution. JVM is responsible for executing Java programs. JVM is responsible for executing Java program. JVM will allocate memory required for program execution. Because of that, Java is called as dynamic programming language. Are we allocating the memory? JVM is allocating the memory. Who is allocating the memory to execute the program? Programmer is allocating, JVM is allocating. JVM is allocating the memory which is required for the program execution. That's why Java is called as dynamic programming language. Now, JVM is converting bytecode into machine code. Because of this JVM, Java is called as platform independent. Because of the JVM, Java is called as platform independent. JVM stands for Java Virtual Machine. As it is called as a virtual machine, we cannot see that with our eyes. JVM will be part of JRE. JVM is responsible for executing Java programs. JVM will allocate memory required for the program execution and deallocate memory when it is not used. First, it will allocate the memory for execution. Once the execution completed, it will free up the memory. Memory will be a simple example, man. You want to watch one movie. That movie is there in your friend laptop. Now, you will copy that movie to your pen drive. Then you will watch that movie. After watching is completed, you will delete that or not. Why you are going to delete? To save the memory. To save the memory of our pen drive, we will delete that. Similarly, when our program is executing, JVM will identify how much memory is required for our program execution. It will allocate that. Once your execution is completed, it will deallocate that. That is one of the beautiful advantage in the Java. Memory management will be taken care by programmer or JVM. JVM. You just write the program. Memory management will done by JVM. That's why Java is called as robust programming language. Because of the JVM, Java is called as platform independent. Because of the JVM, Java is called as a dynamic programming language. Because of the JVM, Java is called as robust programming language also. So JVM is powerful or not? JVM is very powerful And JVM is very intelligent also, because it will convert your bytecode into machine code. It will allocate the memory. It will deallocate the memory. It will take care of complete program execution. Right. JVM will allocate memory required for program execution, deallocate memory when it is not used. When the memory we are not using, it is going to free up that memory. JVM will convert bytecode into machine understandable format. JVM will convert bytecode into machine understandable format. Java is a platform independent or Java is a platform dependent? Java is a platform independent. How Java became platform independent? Because of the JVM, Java became platform independent. But JVM is platform dependent. Getting my point? Java is platform independent. JVM platform dependent. So here, when you download the Java for Windows, Windows related JVM will come. Are you getting my point? In the Oracle website, why separate Java folders available for Linux, Windows, Mac? For Windows, one JVM will be available. For Linux, one JVM will be available. For Mac, one JVM will be available. Are you guys getting my point? So Java is a platform independent, but JVM is a platform dependent. If you want to run the Java program in the Windows specific Java you have to download. But is there any effect for you with respect to the program? Program can be executed in any machine, but in that machine, you need to download respective Java software. Are you guys getting my point? If you want to run the Java in the Windows specific Java you have to download. Are you guys getting my point? If I want to use Java in the Linux specific Java we have to download. Now simple, we have seen Java download, right? From where I have downloaded Java? From Oracle. Download Java 8, something like that. Go to Java downloads from Oracle. Okay. Linux, Mac, Windows. Different flavors of Java is available. What is the meaning of that? Java is platform. Java programs are platform independent. That which is software we are installing, that is platform dependent. Windows specific Java, Linux specific Java that we have to install. Now here I am going to write a Java program. If I get into too much internals, you will get confused, guys. So I'm not getting into that much detail initially. Slowly we are going to understand that. Now, I am taking one Java program. This Java program will have extension as .java. What will be there in the Java program? Source code. Yes. So what will be there? Source code. Source code will be there in the Java. Now I am going to compile that source code. When I compile that source code, what will come? I'm going to get a bytecode. Can I see that bytecode? We cannot understand that. Excuse me. Yeah, bytecode. Now I am going to run that bytecode. When I want to run that bytecode, I need one machine, right? I need one machine. In this machine, this is my machine. Now, somebody developed Java program. You developed Java program. You gave me .class file. Can I run your .class file in my system? Yes or no? I can run the .class file in my system. What I need to do to run the .class file in my system? I need to install the JRE. Which JRE? Windows JRE or Linux JRE or which Java I need to install depends upon my machine. If my machine is a Windows machine, then what I need to do? I need to install Windows Java. I need to install Windows Java. If my machine is a Linux machine, I will install Linux Java. If it is a Mac machine, Mac Java I am going to install. So once I install Java in my machine, assume that I installed Java. When I install Java, what will come? JDK will come and JRE also will come. Inside this is my JDK. Assume that this is my JDK. This is my JRE. This is my JRE. Inside the JRE, what will be there? JVM will be available. JVM will be available. What this JVM is going to do when I run the program? This JVM will take this .class file. JVM will take the .class file, will convert that .class file into machine understandable format. Are you guys getting my point? Right. So I developed a Java program. That Java program contains a source code. That source code I compiled. Here compilation. How I am going to do compilation? By using Java C. Once I compile, bytecode is generated. Then I am going to run that bytecode by using Java. When I run the bytecode by using Java, JVM will come. What that JVM will do? JVM will load this .class file. JVM will load the .class file. Then JVM will convert the .class file into machine understandable format. Then we are going to get the output from our machine. That is the Java program execution flow. Compiler is available. That compiler converting the source code into bytecode. We are running that bytecode. Then JVM is coming. JVM taking the .class file. It is loading the .class file. It is understanding the .class file. It is converting the .class file into machine understandable format. Now, my Java program is dependent on the platform. Java program not dependent on the platform. Not dependent. My .class file can be executed in any machine. But you need to install Java in that machine to run the .class file. If you have Java, then you can run my .class file. I have developed my Java program in the Linux machine. I compiled Java program in the Linux. I got the .class. If I give the .class for you, can you run in the Windows machine? Yes. In the Windows, you will have one JVM. You will install Java. You will get the JVM. That JVM which is available in the Windows will take my .class file, will convert into Windows machine understandable format. Are you clear? So Java is a platform independent. JVM platform dependent. Don't get confused here. Java is a platform independent. Who made Java as platform independent? JVM made the Java as platform independent. In any machine, you can run the Java program. Write once, run anywhere. If you want to run, you need to have the JRE. You need to install JRE. Is this clear? Perfect. Yep. Tell me, what is JVM? JVM stands for Java Virtual Machine. JVM will be part of JRE. JVM is responsible for executing Java programs. JVM will allocate and deallocate memory required for the program. What is the main duty of the JVM? JVM will convert the bytecode into machine understandable code. So to run the Java program, only JRE is sufficient. To develop the Java program, JDK is required. JDK, JRE, JVM. JDK means development kit, JRE means runtime environment, JVM means virtual machine. Clear for all of you? All right. Now, let us understand JVM architecture. Let us understand JVM architecture. Okay. Guys, JVM architecture before 1.7, after 1.7, it got modified. Some JVM level changes happened in the 1.8 version of the Java. That too with respect to memory management only. So before 1.7, after 1.7, there are some changes in the JVM that we will understand that. Now, come to JVM architecture. Now, so to discuss about the JVM, before going to start the JVM architecture, we need to understand class loader subsystem. In the JVM, class loader subsystem will be available. In the after that, method area will be available. Then after, Java stack will be available. Sorry, method area, heap area, and Java stack will be available. Then after, PC register will be available. Next one, native stack will be available. Class loader subsystem, method area, heap area, Java stack, PC register, native stack. Then after, execution engine. Then after, execution engine. In this execution engine, interpreter will be available. Interpreter will be available. Next one, native interface will be available and native libraries will be available. So to discuss JVM architecture, we need to know about these 9 components. These 9 components will be presented in the JVM. Right. So JVM is doing lot of work internally. Whenever you just execute Java space file name, within fraction of milliseconds, we are getting the output. That is the power of the JVM. But internally, so many things are happening. Sir, what is happening internally? What is the architecture of the JVM? Right. Class loader subsystem, method area, heap area, Java stack, PC register, native stack, execution engine, native interface, native libraries. Could you please read it once again? Class loader subsystem, method area, heap area, Java stack, PC register, native stack, execution engine, native interface, native libraries. Once again. Class loader subsystem, method area, heap area, Java stack, PC register, native stack, execution engine, native interface, native libraries. How many components are there? 9. Where interpreter is available? Interpreter is available in the execution engine. What is the difference between interpreter and compiler? Interpreter will translate the program line by line. Compiler will translate all the line at a time. In the Java, compiler is available or interpreter is available. In the Java, compiler is available or interpreter is available. In the Java, both are available. Compiler is used at the compilation phase. Interpreter is used at the execution phase. Are you guys clear with this one? Yes, come on, tell me. What are the components in the JVM? Once again. Class loader subsystem, method area, heap area, Java stack, PC register, native stack. Then execution engine, native interface, native libraries. Now we need to understand what is the purpose of each component. Then you will get the clarity what is JVM, what that JVM is doing internally. So JVM stands for Java Virtual Machine. What is the role of the JVM in the Java? What is the role of the JVM in the Java? JVM is responsible for program execution. JVM is responsible for allocating the memory. JVM is responsible for deallocating the memory. JVM is responsible to convert the bytecode into machine code. Is this clear? Perfect. Next, let us see the architecture of the JVM. Let us see architecture of the JVM. So here, assume that this is our JVM. Assume that this is our JVM. Inside this JVM, first we have class loader. What is that, guys? Class loader. Class loader subsystem. Class loaders also divided into three types: application class loader, system class loader, bootstrap class loader. There are three types of class loaders available that we will discuss in the upcoming sessions. For time being, remember that class loader. For time being, remember that class loader. Sir, what is this class loader? The name itself giving the meaning. Class loader means it is responsible to load the dot class file into JVM. Class loader is responsible to load your dot class file into JVM. Now, here my dot class file is available. For example, demo dot class file is available. This demo dot class file will be loaded into JVM by class loader. Class loader will take the dot class file into JVM. Once the class loader loaded the dot class file into JVM, JVM will verify that bytecode is correct or not. JVM is going to verify bytecode is correct or not. If the bytecode is correct, then JVM will identify, JVM will scan the bytecode, JVM will read the bytecode. We cannot understand the bytecode, but JVM can understand the bytecode. JVM will load the dot class. In the JVM, there is a component called class loader subsystem. That class loader subsystem is responsible to load the dot class file into JVM. When it will load? When you execute Java space class name. When you execute Java space class name, it will search for class name with the dot class extension. Are you guys getting my point? So whatever the name you give for Java space class name, whatever the name you give for that name, it will append a dot class, it will search for that file. Suppose if I give demo dot class, what it will consider? Not syntax error. When I give Java space demo, observe carefully, guys. Anybody feeling sleepy? Neend aa raha hai kisi ko? No. Java space demo. When we give Java space demo, it will find given class name with the dot class extension. It will add the dot class extension. It will search for that file. If I give demo dot class, then what will happen? It will think that it is the class name. Again, it will add a dot class. Demo dot class dot class. That is the reason what is it is saying that I am not able to find that class. I'm not able to find that class. So do we need to give the dot class for the Java command? We should not give the dot class for Java. We should not give the dot class for Java. Why? JVM will add that. Class loader will add that. You just give the class name. Class loader will add that extension. It will search for that file. Yes, I have given that. It loaded. The dot class file loaded into JVM. Who is responsible to load the dot class file into JVM? Class loader. Class loader is responsible to load the dot class file into JVM. After loading the class file into JVM, memory management will start. JVM will scan that code. If the code is correct, JVM will identify how much memory is required. It will allocate the memory. After memory allocation completed, then execution will start. Are you clear with this? Right. In order to allocate that memory, there are some runtime areas. There are some runtime areas available in the JVM. What is the first one? The first one is the method area. What is the first one? Method area. Second one, heap. Second one is heap. Third one is stack. Third one is Java stack. Java stack. Now, this is the heap area. Method area is available. Heap area is available. Java stack is available. Next one, PC register is available. And the next one, native stack is available. These 5 components are called as runtime areas in the Java. These 5 components are called as runtime areas in the Java. Method area, heap area, method area, heap area, Java stack, PC register, and native stack. Is it visible? Visible? Right. So there are 5 runtime areas available in the Java. What are those 5 runtime areas? Method area, heap area, Java stack, PC register, and native stack. Now we need to understand what are these areas. Okay, first we understood class loader. What is a class loader? What is a class loader? What is the purpose of the class loader? Class loader is responsible to load that class file into JVM. After loading the dot class file into JVM, that JVM will verify the bytecode. If the bytecode is correct, then it is going to allocate the memory. Once memory allocation completed, then execution is going to start. So here, execution engine will be available. This is called as execution engine. This is our execution engine. Execution engine. Right. This is responsible for executing. Execution engine is available. Now here we have native interface. Native interface. And here we have native libraries. Native interface and native libraries are available. Native interface and native libraries. These native libraries will talk to native interface. This native interface will talk to execution engine. It will talk to execution engine. Are you guys clear with this one? So this execution engine is responsible to provide output. This execution engine is responsible to provide output. In this execution engine, what is available? Interpreter is available. Interpreter will execute, will translate all the lines at a time, or it will translate line by line. It will translate the program line by line. If it translates the program line by line, performance will be good, performance will be bad, performance will be bad. It will become slow. To improve that performance, Sun Microsystem added JIT, just-in-time compiler. To improve the performance of the execution, Sun Microsystem added JIT compiler. JIT stands for just-in-time compiler. Interpreter plus JIT compiler will execute together to run our program. Are you guys clear? So this is JVM architecture. Look at this. Look at this. So here our .java file will be available. That .java file we are compiling. So when we compile the .java program, .class file is getting created. So this is demo.java. Demo.java. Yes. Demo.java file we are compiling. Who is doing that compilation? Java C. Java compiler. We are writing a source code. That source code we are compiling by using Java compiler. That Java compiler converting the source code into bytecode. Here source code will be available. Here source code will be available. Here bytecode will be available. This bytecode will be loaded into class loader will load that bytecode into JVM. Inside the JVM we are having runtime areas. Then it will talk to execution engine. In the execution engine we are having interpreter and JIT compiler, native interface and a native libraries. That execution engine will execute the program and will give the output. In the execution engine, interpreter is available. Interpreter will translate our code into machine code line by line. It is slow. To improve that performance, Sun Microsystem added JIT compiler. What is the meaning of JIT compiler? JIT stands for just-in-time compiler. What is the purpose of that? To speed up our program execution. JIT compiler is used to speed up our program execution. Observe the diagram for 1 minute. Just observe the diagram for 1 minute. Just observe. That's it. People from online, able to follow me? Can you speak slowly? Yeah, that is a manufacturing defect. I can't do anything. My voice will be a little speed. That is the reason I will repeat multiple times. I am habituated to the repeating. Have I any doubt? Yes, sir. I will come to that. I will come to that. एक काम करता हूं. Now there is a link, right? We will understand what is that. Now you may get a doubt. Sir, JVM is a virtual machine. We cannot see the JVM, but how you are able to write these points? Where I can see these points in the JVM? This Sun Microsystem told that. Did I done the postmortem for JVM? No. So JVM itself is a virtual machine. Then how I am able to write the internal components of the JVM? What is the source of truth? Sun Microsystem. Sun Microsystem, sir, I paid the fees for you. Could you please show me practically these components in the JVM? I cannot do that. Even I have not seen that. Nobody can see that because it is a virtual machine. Sun Microsystem told that this is the architecture of the JVM. Our source of truth is Sun Microsystem documentation. They told that we designed the JVM like this. These are the internals of the JVM. Are you clear with my point? Good. Yep. So who is responsible to execute our program? JVM is responsible. So when I execute my program, what will happen? When I run the program, what will happen? That class file will be loaded into JVM. Who is responsible to load the .class file into JVM? Class loader subsystem. That is one component in the JVM. After loading the .class file into JVM, JVM will check the bytecode. JVM will check that bytecode. Is that bytecode is valid or not? It is going to check that. If the bytecode is valid, memory management will happen, then execution will start. So now, internally, there are some components available. What are those components? First one is method area. What is the first one? Method area. This method area is responsible. Class code will be stored here. Whatever the bytecode is available, right? JVM is loading our .class file. In that bytecode is available, our class code is available. That class code will be stored into which area? Method area. What is this class loader subsystem? It will load .class file into JVM. Class loader subsystem is responsible to load the .class file into JVM. After loading the .class file into JVM, whatever the code is available, that code will be stored into method area. That code will be stored into method area. In that program, in future, when the OOPS started, we are going to create the object. We are going to create the object. Objects will be stored into heap area. Objects will be stored into heap area. We are having a class. For that class, we are going to create the object. Object creation means memory allocation. So that memory will be allocated in the heap area. Class code will be stored into method area. Object will be stored into heap. Sir, what is object? Currently, we don't know that. In future, it will come. We are going to create the object. When the object is created, objects will be stored into heap. Heap means memory. Heap is nothing but a memory. Objects will be stored into heap area. Then after, execution will start, right? When the methods are executing, so which method is executing? That method is calling some other method. One method calling another method. That method calling some other method. The execution information will be stored into stack area. How your program is executing, which line is executing currently, that execution information, method execution information will be stored into stack. Method execution information will be stored here. So now we are going to execute the program. In that program, method will be available. One method will call another method. That method will call some other method. M1, M2, M3. I called M1. M1 will call M2. M2 will call M3. One method is going to call the another method. In which order the methods are executing, the execution order will be stored into stack area. Execution order will be stored into stack area. Next one, PC register. Which line is executing currently? Which line should execute next? Which is the current line execute? What is the current line executing? After this line, which line should be executed? That information will be maintained in the PC register. It will maintain next line information to execute. Which line is execute? It is a register. Which line is executing currently? Which after this line completed, which line should execute next? After that, which line should execute next? After that, which line should execute next? That information will be available in the PC register. Now, read that. What is the responsibility of class loader subsystem? Class loader subsystem is responsible to load the .class file into JVM. What is the responsibility of the method area? Class code will be stored into method area. What is the responsibility of heap? Objects will be stored into heap. What is Java stack? Method execution information will be stored into Java stack. What is PC register? PC register will maintain the next lines that we need to execute. Which line should execute next? That information will be available in the PC register. Are you clear with this? Now, look at the diagram. You got some clarity now? So, Java file is available. Source code will be there. We compiled by using Java compiler. Java source code converted into bytecode. We run the Java program. .class file will be loaded into JVM. .class file loaded into JVM with the help of class loader subsystem. After loading the .class file, the class code will be stored into method area. Objects will be stored into heap area. Execution details will be maintained in the stack. Register will maintain execution order. Which line should execute first? Which line should execute next? That execution order will be maintained in the PC register. Is that clear? Next one, native stack. Native stack nothing but it will maintain non-Java code execution details. In the Java program, you can execute C code also. Are you guys getting my point? Native means non-Java. So inside the Java program, we can write the C code also. This Java software, this JVM is developed by using C language only. Are you guys getting my point? This Java, JVM, these are developed by using C language only. That C language code will execute internally in the JVM. And in our Java program also, if you want, you can keep C language code also. That is called as non-Java code. Any non-Java code which is executing with our program, that non-Java code execution information will be maintained in the native stack. What is the meaning of native? What is the meaning of native? Native means non-Java. Native means non-Java. Native stack, it will maintain non-Java code execution information. That means C language code or C++ code, whatever you write inside the Java program, that code execution information will be maintained in the native stack. Now, when you write that C language code in the Java, C language libraries should be loaded. Yes or no? So C is one programming language. Java is one programming language. We are running the Java program. So Java is developed by using C. Within the Java, C language code also you can write it. When you write the non-Java code in the Java, that non-Java libraries, nothing but native libraries should be loaded into the JVM. Are you guys getting my point? When the non-Java code is available, that non-Java code libraries should be loaded. Non-Java libraries are called as native libraries. For example, let's take C. C libraries will be loaded into JVM. So native libraries nothing but non-Java libraries. Non-Java libraries which are required for native code execution. Native means old generation. Native means old generation. When you write the native code, the native libraries should be loaded to execute that native code. Who is going to load the native libraries into the JVM? Who is the mediator between the JVM and the native library? Native interface. So now, interface nothing but a contract. It is a mediator. Interface nothing but it is a mediator. Native interface, some faces are becoming blank. Not able to follow, huh? Feeling difficulty. Then why your faces are so dull? Anybody who is not able to understand? Right. So what is a native stack? Non-Java code. Non-Java code execution information will be available in the native stack. In order to execute that native stack, native libraries are required because JVM means it is a Java related. Non-Java code I want to execute in the JVM. To execute that non-Java code in the JVM, native libraries are required. Now, somebody should load native libraries into JVM. Who is going to do that task? Native interface. Native interface, it will load native libraries into JVM. Native libraries will be loaded into JVM. So Java code and non-Java code will execute together and we are going to get the output. Right. Who is responsible to execute that Java code and non-Java code? Execution engine. In that JVM only. In that JVM, there is one area. What is that area? Execution engine. It is responsible to execute the program and provide output or result. As part of that execution, it will talk to native interface to load the native libraries. Those native libraries are required to execute the native code. Native code execution data will be available in the native stack. Now, execution engine will take that bytecode line by line, and will convert into machine understandable format. That means internally in that execution engine, interpreter is available, which will translate our bytecode into machine understandable code. If I go with the interpreter, it is dead slow. It will take the code line by line and it will translate into machine language. To speed up this process, Sun Microsystem added JIT compiler. What is that JIT compiler? Just-in-time compiler. It is part of execution engine. So this is called as JVM architecture. Now, are you clear with all the components? Yes, look at this. Can you read now? What are the components available in the JVM? Class loader subsystem, method area, heap area, Java stack, PC register, native stack, execution engine, and a native interface and a native libraries. In the execution engine, we have interpreter and JIT compiler. When the interpreter is already available, why JIT compiler? Why JIT compiler? It is used to speed up the program execution process. To speed up program execution process, they added JIT compiler. All right. Class loader, method area, heap area, Java stack, PC register, native stack, execution engine, native interface, native libraries. Now, class loader subsystem, it is responsible to load the .class file into JVM. When the .class file is loaded into the JVM, JVM will verify the bytecode. Is that bytecode is correct or not? Is that bytecode is correct or not? If the bytecode is correct, then JVM will allocate memory by using runtime areas. How many runtime areas available? 5 runtime areas are available. Method area, heap area, Java stack, PC register, native stack. The class code will be stored into method area. Class code will be stored into method area. Object code will be stored into heap area. Execution method execution information will be stored into Java stack. In which order the lines should execute will be there in the PC register. Next one, native stack. What is the meaning of native stack? Native stack is used to execute non-Java code. What is the meaning of non-Java code? C language or C++, any non-Java code is called as a native code. Native code execution information will be there in the native stack. To execute that native code, native libraries are required. C language library, C++ library is required. Native interface will act as a mediator between execution engine and a native library. Native libraries will be loaded to execution engine. That execution engine will use the interpreter to convert that bytecode into machine code line by line. As interpreter is doing that process line by line, execution will be slow. To speed up that execution process, Sun Microsystem added JIT compiler. JIT stands for just-in-time compiler. That's it. That is called as JVM architecture. Can anyone explain me? Someone from the batch. Offline people, yeah. Come on, stand up. Yeah, बोल सकते हो भाई, demo दे सकते हैं. Yeah.
Class code will be stored in method area, object code will be stored in heap area. The execution of method will be stored, but which method will be executed first or second will be stored in Java stack. After that, which line will be executed next PC register. After that, if we are going to execute some non-Java languages in our code, in our code, we can use static stack for it. Static stack is used. After that, method is stored in here. Then we will for native stack for non-Java code, we use for native libraries. To load native libraries into execution engine, we use native interface.
Yes. After that,
execution, then interpreter will start to translate our code line by line. Speed up the process. It will help.
JIT will help you. Good. Then execution engine will give the output. Talim Arayar. Good. He understood JVM architecture completely. What's your name? Iqbal. Good, sir. Where are you from? West Bengal. Kolkata, right, sir. I have a friend in Kolkata. His name is Devdeep Kundu. He is my colleague in the Deloitte company. So we use it to work together. Right. Good, man. Fine. Anybody want to explain again? Anybody want to try? बोल सकते? नहीं? क्यों? समझ में आया ना? Yeah. Anyone else want to try? हाँ, बोलो भाई. Yes, try. Tell me. Yes. 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 Heap.
Java stack area store the object.
No, wrong. Can you try again? Yes, heap will store the objects. Yes. Method execution order. Method execution order. Next. Yes.
For native Java stack, there is native libraries and native we connect to the library. There is interface
Good.
which connect between the library and the interpreter, which execute program as a past performance execution. There is a chip compiler which execute the
Good. Good job, man. So I hope you guys understood what is JVM and what is the architecture of the JVM and how our Java program is executing and what is happening internally. What is happening internally. So do we really need to bother about all this stuff? That is a virtual machine. We cannot see that with our eyes. But in the interview, they will ask you, what is the architecture of the JVM? How the Java program will execute internally. So you should write this diagram. When somebody asks you to explain the JVM architecture, don't tell orally. Ask him, give me pen and paper. Give me pen and paper, draw the diagram. After drawing the diagram, then you have to explain. Then they will get more confident. Then if they will believe you, you have good subject. Okay. And some people told that previous batch people in the interview, after giving the answers, they are directly asking, are you from Ashok IT, Spring Boot Microservices? Because our Spring Boot Microservices became that much popular in the market. By seeing the resume, companies are able to recognize that he is coming from Ashok IT because those many tools we are keeping, the project that we are keeping, the way that we are preparing the resume, that became more popular. So and some of the students told that, sir, after taking the interview for 15 to 20 minutes, they are saying that you are from Ashok IT, no need to ask any other question when you are going to join. So that much confidence you need to express in the interview. Good. Fine. So with this, we understood what is Java program execution flow, what is JVM, and what is the JVM architecture, that we understood. Now we need to enter into programming elements. Now we need to start the actual program. We completed just one first program. We completed, we compiled that, and we executed that, and we are able to understand internally how it is executing, what is a JVM, what JVM is doing internally. Next, we need to start with our programming elements. So to write the Java programs, first we need to understand a concept called variables. First we need to understand a concept called variables. Now, variables, what is the purpose of variables? Variables are used to store the values. Now, I want to perform some action. I want to perform, as I told yesterday, I want to transfer the money from one account to another account. So in order to transfer the money from one account to another account, I need to store some data from which account to which account, how much amount, from to amount. So we need to store the data, that data we will use in our method. So to store the data in the program, we are going to use a concept called variables. Variables are used to store the data. Variables are used to store the data. Are you guys clear with my point? And Java is strongly typed programming language. Java is a strongly typed programming language. Here, when you want to store some data into a variable, you need to tell what type of data you are going to store. That means you need to specify type of the data. You need to specify type of the data. Now, I want to store my data into a variable. Variables are used to store the data. For example, I want to represent name, my name. Okay, name Ashok, something like that. Next one, I want to represent age. I want to represent some age for that. And I want to represent gender. I want to represent a gender. And I want to represent is student false. Yes or no? Like this. I'm going to represent that is student is equal to false. Now you see, name is there, age is there, gender is there, is student is available. So this is called as a variable. Name is called as a variable. Ashok is called as a value. Gender is a variable. M is the value. Age is the variable. 30 is the value. Are you guys getting my point? Now, not only in Java, if you go for any programming language, variables will be available. What is the purpose of variable? Variables are used to store the values. To store the data into a variable, we need to specify type of the variable, because Java is a strongly type programming language. So we need to specify type of the variable to store the data. Suppose I want to store my name. Name nothing but group of characters. Yes or no? Name nothing but group of characters. I want to store my age. Age is a number. Age is a number. Now, I want to store my gender. It is a character, M or F. Now, I want to store is Ashok a student, true or false. It is a Boolean value. And I want to represent my salary. I want to represent my salary, something like this. Something like this. So it is a decimal. That is a decimal. So you see, type of the data is changing based on the requirement. Name is a group of characters. Name is group of characters. Age is number. Gender is character. Age is number. Gender is character. Student, false. False. That is a Boolean. Salary is a decimal. So here, when you want to store some data in your program, then you will go for variable. So to store the data into a variable, first you need to specify type of the data, what you want to store, what variable you want to use, what data you want to store. You need to specify that first. So now we need to specify type of the variable to store the data. To specify type of data, we will use data types. What will be available, guys? Data type. So the name, it is just English, guys. Data type. What is the meaning of data type? Data type will represent type of the data that you want to store. Right. Next, go for our next topic is data types. Our next topic is data types. So if you go for Python or Java or any programming language, variables will be available and data types also will be available. Data types are used to specify type of the data. Data types are used to specify type of the data. Here, data types are divided into 4 categories. Data types are divided into 4 categories. Data types are divided into 4 categories. What are those? First one is number, or I can say that integral data types. We can say that integral data types. And second one is floating data types, decimal data types. I can say that integral data types and decimal data types. And third one is character data type. And fourth one is Boolean data type. Are you guys clear with my point? Boolean data types, integral data types, decimal data types, character data types, and Boolean data types are available. And along with that, there is a referenced data type is also available. Referenced data types are available. Predefined data types and referenced data types. So predefined data types are divided into 4 categories: integral, decimal, character, Boolean. Or else let me frame like this. Data types are divided into 2 categories. First category is predefined data types. First one is predefined data types, and the second one is referenced data types. Predefined data types and referenced data types. Predefined data types are again divided into 4 types. So these are already given by the Java. Predefined means they are already defined by the Java. Referenced data types means based on the requirement, we will create our own data type, user defined. Okay, referenced data types are called as our user defined data types. Predefined data types means language provided. What is the meaning of a predefined? Predefined data types nothing but language provided data types. How many predefined data types available? 4 data types are available. What are those 4? Integral, decimal, character, and Boolean. In the integral data types, again 4 categories are available. One is byte, next one is short, and int, and long. Okay, so in the integral there are 4 data types: byte, short, int, long. When it comes to decimal character, there are 2 data types are available. One is float and another one is double. When it comes to the character, single data type available, char. When it comes to the Boolean data type is available. So these are called as predefined data types in the Java, which are provided by Java itself. Predefined data types. Now tell me, what is the purpose of data type? What is the purpose of data type? Data type is used to specify the data. Data type is used to specify the data. What is a variable? Variable is used to store the data. So we need to create a variable. We need to declare a variable by using data type. So now, once you specify the data type, then you need to store that data into that variable based on the data type. Java is a strongly typed programming language. If you specify data type as a Boolean, you need to store only Boolean value, true or false. That's it. If your data type is a Boolean, you need to store only true or false. If your data type is a char, you need to store only single character, A to Z, or any number, single character that you need to store when you go for char. If you have any decimal number like petrol price is a decimal number. To store the decimal number, we will go for either float or double. If you want to store any number, it can be a positive number or it can be a negative number without digits, without that decimals. Without decimals, if you want to store any number, then you can go for integral data types. How many integral data types available? byte available, short available, int available, long available. How many decimal data types available? 2. One is a float, second one is double. How many character data types available? Only one. That is char. How many Boolean data types available? Only one Boolean. So these all are called as predefined data types. When it comes to reference data types, user defined. We are going to create our own data types. We are going to create our own data types. Those are called as referenced data types. Okay. In the referenced data types, arrays comes, strings comes, arrays, strings, and class. Class is also a referenced data type. Whatever the class we are creating, class also we can use as a data type. When we are using class as a data type, that is called as referenced data type. So predefined data types available and referenced data types are available. Arrays, strings, and classes comes under referenced data types. So variables are used to store the data. Variable name can be anything. You need to specify data type. Java is loosely coupled language. Java is a tightly coupled language. Tightly coupled language. What is the meaning of tightly coupled language? Strongly typed. So it will check what is the data type of the variable and what data you are storing. What is the data type of the variable and what data you are storing. Java is going to check that. So if you want to store the data into variable, first you need to specify data type. Data types are used to specify type of the data. How many types of data types available? There are two types of data types available. What are those two types? Predefined data types and referenced data types. What is the meaning of predefined? Language provided data types, integral data types, decimal data type, character data type, Boolean data type. In the integral, byte, short, int, long available. In the decimal, float, double available. In the character, char data type available. In the Boolean data type is available. In the reference to data type, three types: arrays, strings, and classes. Are you clear with this? Now, tomorrow we are going to understand these data types. Sir, to store the number, why 4 data types available? To store the decimal, why 2 data types available? When to go for a float, when to go for a double, when to go for long, when to go for int, when to go for short, when to go for byte, what is the differences between them, and how to work with variables, that we will discuss in the tomorrow session. Is this clear? Yes. Any questions, anybody? So that internal components will be available, not these things, not these things. So JVM program will check that part. Yes, right. Inside the class loader subsystem only that process will happen. Once it is loaded, then it is going to verify that bytecode is correct or not. Once that bytecode is correct, then only allocation will happen. Yep. Anything else, guys? Yes, sir. I did not enter into that much detail of that. So there is a concept called permgen space. So that is too much into the memory level details. Permgen space is available. That permgen space got removed in the 1.8 version of Java. Instead of the permgen space, they provided a meta space in the JVM 1.8. What is permgen space? What is meta space? That we will understand when it comes to garbage collector. How the memory deallocation will happen, right? At that time, I will tell you what is the difference between permgen space and meta space. The change up to 1.7 in the JVM, permgen space is available. Permanent generation. that got removed in the 1.8 and they added meta space. What is the difference between them? This is not the right time to discuss. Good. Next. Anybody feeling that, sir? Too much new terminology? Confusion? समझ में आ रहा है? हाँ, चलो कल मिलेंगे सर. Bye bye. Tomorrow we'll see.